Some time ago I decided to replace my Workmate workbench panels with some custom panels made out of 2x8 pieces of dimensional lumber, and it's really worked out well, but eventually I found that it did not provide me with enough workspace, and I decided to expand the working surface of my Workmate using a 24 by 48 inch piece of plywood and running bolts down through some of the dog holes, bolts that you see here, and holding it onto the bench. I just found that that was a little bit too time consuming and cumbersome. So I decided to come up with another solution that we're going to take a look at today. So what I've basically done is replace the back two panels in the same fashion that I did with the custom panels that you saw on the bench earlier, using bolts and adding some additional wood underneath. And one of the things that I like about this is I still have about 2.5 inches of clamping capability while having this attached to my bench. So it gives me a little more working surface than the one where I was putting the bolts down through the dog holes. And it's worked out rather nice, and I enjoy using it. So here is the same thing again, but what I've done is I've closed down the clamp, closed that gap to hold that panel in place. So just like the other panels, if the original panels, if you don't clamp that down, it won't be quite as solid. So this is a view of the replacement panel or the extension panel with the Vise grip down. So let's take a look under the hood and see how this actually works. I've glued 2 MDF strips to the bottom of this to correspond with the channels that are on the Workmate itself, and put 4 bolts that fit into those little slots that you see there. And all they do is slide into place just like the original panels that come with your Workmate. And of course I've run that MDF panel all the way out to provide additional support. It does overhang by about, what would you say, about 12 inches. So if you decide to use this approach, you need to make sure that you don't tilt it over by putting too much weight on that side. Another look at the other side and how the bolts slide into those channels right there. And you can see how the very first panel is holding all of that in place. So that's what it looks like from underneath the Workmate itself. Now let's take a look at the dimensions I used to build this. First, the bolts on either side are 25 inches apart on the center of each bolt. Okay, so the front two and the back two are all 25 inches apart on the center of the bolt. And then down here on the right hand side, you can see this first bolt is 2 1/8 inch on center from the very front of the panel itself. And the holes that were used are 7/16 inch holes. The bolt itself is a 1/2 inch diameter, so it fits nice and snug. And then the rear bolt is 8 3/8 inches from the front edge. And of course, again, there's the MDF. It's about 3 inches in width that I've glued down, and it's 3/4 of an inch. So the MDF is 3/4, and then here's the bolt itself. It's AYB, and you can pick those up at Home Depot. They are 1/2 inch in diameter, and they are 1.5 inches long. And notice the position of the bolt. That's important for it to fit down in the channel. The MDF again is about 3 inches wide, 3/4 inches thick, and this is 3/4 inch plywood. I put the links to the videos for the other 2 bench tops that I show in this video, so make sure you check them out. If you like this video, please press like and share with your friends. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love to have you as a subscriber. And as always, good luck on your projects.